Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Avalon Lefay. Last time, we went to Norwich. Oh, and then we met up with Mash, learned that she doesn't have her memories, and because she has become the quote-unquote child of prophecy, that has overridden her ability to remember her old life. So, until we solve that problem, we're not going to be seeing Mash for a while. Oh, also Pepe's here as a count, apparently. And using his, fashionista abilities, has grabbed the merchant guild by the... I was gonna say, yeah, something else, but yeah. He has an iron grip on the merchant's guild, which is in competition with the ruler of Norwich, who is just a big jerk. Just the biggest of jerks. Cool. Anyways, and that's where we left off, I believe. We did another training node, and, yeah. We learned a little bit more about Pepe. He hated his clan because they kidnapped children to become fallen angels, in the broadest of sense. And if they failed, they just killed them. So yeah, just bad times for all. So that's why he killed the entire clan. Which, you know what? Fair enough. Anyways, we have a 25 AP node, which means it's going to be pretty intense. Alright, let's get to it. Good morning, honey buns. Everyone sleep well. The Ritz has nothing on this place. Right? Believe me, I have very high standards about my interior design choices. But what's the Ritz place you're talking about? I've had so much going on, I don't think I've heard of it. Okay, before we have breakfast, there's something important we should talk about. For my part, I want to ask you guys something about Norwich's security. But if you have a report you'd like to make, Oberon, please, go right ahead. Thank you, Count. That's very considerate of you. Last night, I did a bit of scouting in Norwich and Camelot. The rain cloud, that is, the calamity pool above Norwich, is picking up steam, figuratively speaking. It's swirling around faster now, and I can sense an incredible amount of magical energy I couldn't before. If the magical energy were, say, gasoline, there'd be enough to burn Norwich to the ground.
He's right. As of this morning, that rain cloud has enough magical energy to rival a gigantic reactor.
Exactly how big a reactor are we talking about here? Is it like the ones the Olympus machine gods used?
No, but it does contain enough energy to power all of Caldia for 2 months.
Does that include the energy needed to preserve all the servants? Wow, you Caldans really are something else, huh? I can't believe you go through that much magical energy in only 2 months. Anyway, suffice to say, the situation in Norwich is much worse today than it was yesterday. All the townspeople are on edge too. As for Camelot, fortunately, there was nothing major to report. Their only troop deployment was a squad of about 20 soldiers sent to hunt moors. No sign of any large-scale deployments. Let's see. The only other noteworthy thing I saw was the Queen sitting in an empty throne room all night.
That must mean Spriggan hasn't told her about Mash, the child of prophecy, yet.
Definitely not. Spriggan's greed is working for us there. Even though he's counting on the Calamity, he also wants to make sure his vault castle stays safe. He's got years worth of looted treasure stored there, and he wouldn't want to risk any of it. For all his big talk about how the Calamity could never destroy it, I'm sure he's eager for some kind of insurance. That's why he brought Master there, so he could make the Child of Prophecy at least protect his castle.
Unbelievable. What kind of clan head does that? I just hope he gets what's coming to him someday.
Agreed. That's just another reason we need to keep Norwich safe. The worst possible outcome here would be Norwich remain intact, at least as far as he's concerned. Just imagine what would happen to an incredibly unpopular lord who failed to take back his land once next year rolls around.
Oh yeah, good point.
Anyway, that's all for my report. Sorry I couldn't contribute more.
Don't be silly. That was plenty of useful info. Now that we know the Queen's army isn't headed here, we can focus on investigating that rain cloud up in...
Count Pepperon, we have an emergency. A large mass of Moors is advancing on the residential district from the ocean. There must be at least 1,000 of them. The calamity's begun.
Those of you with homes, stay inside them. Don't come outside, or the Moors will get you. Those of you without homes, run for the shelter. Hurry! Damn it! There's no end to them. Where are they all coming from?
Ah! Stay back! Get away from me! There's even more over here! Help! Save me! No! 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 Please! Let me go! Just let me! Ah! What are you doing? It hurts! It hurts! Ah! Ah! Ah!
What the hell? Did that Moors just eat a fairy and grow? I've never heard of anything like that happening before. If this is part of this new calamity, then... Hey! Someone contact the Count! Tell him we can't hold him back, and he needs to give the order to retreat! These Moors can grow by eating fairies! Human soldiers alone won't be able to stop them! Hurry! It might be too late for the North District, but there should still be time to evacuate the South!
That's a whole message from the captain. Please, Count. We need to evacuate, now!
I see. And here I thought we'd have a little more time. Ah, c'est la vie, non? These things always seem to happen when you most desperately want them not to.
Count?
Don't worry. I haven't lost my mind. There's no point in telling people to evacuate the city. Spriggan soldiers have shut the gates, remember? They want the local fairies dead. No, just take them to the shelter we set up instead. That includes the MP fairies as well. In the meantime, I'd like you human soldiers to keep the civilians safe, and to hold back the Moors coming in from the harbor as best you can. Remember, the people's safety comes first. That includes all of you. Whatever you do, don't try to fight the Moors yourselves.
But somebody has to defeat them, or the shelter will be...
Yes, I know, which is where these people will come in. Right, Child of Prophecy and company?
Right, we can handle this.
Oh, then you really are the Child of Prophecy. You look a little more ordinary than I expected, but I like it.
Haha, thank you for being honest. Hold on, are we sure about this? These are Moors we're talking about. There's no way fairies can beat them. I can't even imagine how we'd win. I think we should retreat for now and assess the situation.
Oh, I'm surprised to hear that from you, Gareth. You're usually so brave. Yes, the Moors may be fairies' natural predators, but that doesn't mean we're helpless against them. Altria will have Muramasa and Da Vinci back her up, and Bel Draco has his summons. I'd say that's enough to fend at least some of them off. Isn't that right, Altria? You did come to Norwich to save it, didn't you? No matter the nature of the calamity, you'll have to face it for your story to truly begin.
Yes, of course. Don't worry. I can do this. Besides, the Moors don't have any effect on me. I can touch them no problem. Really? Well then, yeah, this could work.
Then it's settled. Get to Main Street and hold back the Moors in the South District. I'd go with you too, but I need to stay here so I can command and supervise. If you can, just hold them back for an hour. I can get everyone to the South Districts to safety. Oh, in the South District, safety.
Let's go, Altria. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. I knew I should have come back to check on the store. I knew I should have gone back to check on the field when I knew a big storm was coming. Oh man, I'm completely surrounded. It's just a matter of time until they find me. Somebody, please help me. Savior, Lady Ask. I'm just a humble fairy who's been making shoes in Norwich since my great predecessor's time. There might even be a ledger or two about how he once made shoes for Lady Ask. But please don't let me die like this. Why are the Moors so terrifying?
Over there! That cobbler's in trouble!
Stay where you are. I'm going to take care of these Moors for right now.
It's a ruler and avenger. We don't have an Avenger Artoria yet, do we? No. Maybe one day that'll be Lancer Alter's form. Because man, she's been shafted for like every summer variant now since her release. It's kind of amazing. Okay, so X isn't very useful here. Maybe go for AoE. Where's her crown? Ultrax is in the back just in case. This should be fine. Right, it's BB who's weak to it. Or strong against Avengers. Well, that was a mistake. Anyways. Okay, so what we got here? I don't want to use her Barry yet. I feel like I can charge it in the meantime. I just realized that FRNK. This is gonna suck. I might just lose this fight. So it's gonna rely a lot on like getting Castora's MP off, huh? Okay, so we pop the MP, and then we take another turn. Do they count as threats to humanity? They seem like a threat to humanity. Yeah, probably not. Do I want to use her skills now, though? Okay. So perhaps I should have used, or should have saved the arts boost. Alright, try to take out Moore's B. Alright, that's one down, that's good. And we're back to 50%. Really need a cleanse of debuff soon. I could have done a chain, but yeah, getting Castoria's NP up is probably more important right now. Okay, so we can't chain it, but we can get more Castoria NP. And did I have? Nope. Not gonna do a lot, but you know, every bit counts, I guess. Even though her NP is equivalent of Castoria's attacking, which is kind of sad. Okay, we'll shuffle the cards, get rid of... Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was good. Okay, I think we can take care of one of them. Okay, do I take out A first and then go for C? Yeah, I think taking out A with the NP, and then using the rest to just charge up. Oh no, she only has 20 left. And next turn she gets it back anyway, so actually doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, let's try to take out C because it has most HP. Wasted the stars, but yeah. It is what it is. Hopefully this is enough. Because I don't have any boost. Ah, not bad. Please do AK. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! No! God damn it. Well, this is bad. Well, on the bright side, we can take care of one. And, this gains stars. I feel like I want to save that for when I actually can MP. Man, my mouse is fine breaking. Maybe it would have been a good idea just to, like, chain Morse A, but... Oh, it's kind of hard to tell at this point. Let's heal. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's not too bad. Cool. I feel like I want to save that. I feel like we can actually just kill it here. Woohoo! Nice crit. See, why is this on a ruler? It also only has 80k, which is nice. Alright, let's charge up. Let's do a regular maximum attack chain here. Get as much damage as possible. Ooh! Nice! Wow, just really hates Bunny Tori apparently. I've got booster skills again. But let's do an idle chain. Holy shit. Nice. Okay, that didn't go as badly as I thought it would. It's good. Another 25 node. Which is just another fight. With Berserker and Avengers time. So yeah. Take out her. I think Lance Tori actually might be better. I'll move Reg Saber up front. Berserker can stay there. Alright. Now! Get to the Count's shelter! Hurry! Crap, what voice I give him? I'm saved! I'm saved! Thank you, Fairy with the staff. Gareth, you've got good eyesight, right? Can you make out what's happening in the harbor from here?
Huh? Yes, I can. There's a huge group of Moors headed this way from there. I'm counting 30, 60, more than 100. Wait, half of them are going off that way.
You mean up to the North District? Forget it! You saw how strong these Moors are. We can't possibly save everyone. If even one of us falls here, we'll all be dead meat. Don't you get that?
Even so...
Ugh, you really don't know when to give up, do you? Alright, fine. Use a command spell on me. It might put me out of commission once this is all over, but with a power-up, I ought to be able to hold my ground on my own for at least a while. It's not how I choose to finish this job, but it's a damn sight better than all of us buying it because you can't make up your mind!
Huh? Hang on. You can't just...
Don't worry, there's no need for that. Take a look at that dust cloud over in the north.
It's the other child of prophecy, the one in black armor. She just jumped down from the castle's bell tower and is tearing into the moors. Whoa, she's amazing. Oh, and there's someone else with her. But they're less impressive. They're totally holding their own too, though. It looks like they can stop the moors over there on their own. It's Mash.
Indeed. I guess Spriggan couldn't talk her into staying in his castle. If she can handle the North District on her own, then all we have to do is worry about the South. This is it, everyone. It's up to us to keep Norwich safe.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to let the other child of prophecy over there outdo us. We're gonna show her why Altria's the real child of prophecy. Our defensive line won't move an inch.
Okay, so we have a Lancer chain. That's nice. And it actually isn't too bad right now. Don't think I need to use the batteries. Here, we should be able to take care of one of them. I was wrong. I was horribly, horribly wrong. Might as well artillery chance. Take care of Morse A. Focus fire on Morse B. Get some stars for the next turn. That's a good strategy. Yeah, I figure using the steroid wouldn't be great. Since this is the first wave one after all. I wouldn't be too sure if I can get it back by that last wave. I kinda worry about the last wave being like stupid. Okay, we can actually probably just arch chain this. Perfect. Wow, another artillery chain. Man. See, now I do kind of want to use the steroid, but I also don't have any stars. So I feel like it's not worth it. Yeah, hold off. We should be able to kill at least more C. Or at least heavily damage it for next turn. Or not. Ooh, 10% crit. Nice. Okay, charismas are coming back on. We have 2 stacks of curse right now. I think we can still outlast it.
Damn it, not enough. Okay, so what we got here? Got another Lance Toria chain. The curses have worn off. That's nice. I can charisma the. No, I don't think I need to charisma. I can just chain it and finish this one off. I overestimate my damage. Horribly. Hey, that might get me killed. Okay, he gets... So charisma if we use her first. If we get a crit, that'd be nice. Hey! Nice. Everything works out. Everything coming up Millhouse. Alright, so we buy ourselves a turn. Wow. Really hit everyone, huh? Alright, so skills are back up. We have 17k left. No chains. But the Buster Boost should be enough to... Yep, just enough damage. Nice. Alright, last wave. What we got here? Just big wars? Okay, that's not too bad. All Lance Toria cards, so... Let's charisma up. Hold off on... Okay, bust her up. Give her the arts boost. Heal up Castoria. Get rid of dodge just in case. Alright, this should be a solid amount. That did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Nice. I didn't even know her damage could do 100k. That worked out well. Hey, yeah, I finished my master missions. Nice. How many is that? And how many of these things are there anyway? I stopped counting around 50. How things over there? I'm starting to feel pretty worn out myself. I can keep going.
Now, Draco, hang in there. Deep breath. You've been overusing your mystic codes. You literally can't convert any more of your life force into magical energy. Stand back and take a break. And make sure you use the Vitality Ampoule right away.
Understood.
And then the group of Moors is headed this way from the harbor. No way. There are hundreds. No, more.
We can't keep this up. How are we on time, Da Vinci?
We're all good there. It's been exactly an hour, and all the locals have made it out. Come on. It's time for us to head to the shelter, too. Huh? Wait. Those aren't Moors. The fairies. All the fairies that have been hiding out indoors. Why are they coming this way? It'd be safer if they stay in... What is that?
Gareth?
What the Careless?
It's okay. She's not hurt. She's just sick from looking directly at that thing. It looks like that thing induces some kind of mental aberration in fairies. Now all the fairies that were hiding in the harbor district are running this way, scared out of their minds.
Crap. There's not nearly enough room for all of them in the shelter.
Never mind the shelter. If that thing makes land, it'll destroy the whole city.
You mean it moves? No, right. Of course it moves. How else would it show up in the first place? Does this mean that thing is the Calamity? And if it is, then what about that rain cloud?
Questions can wait, Da Vinci. Altria, Beldraco, what do you want to do? I know I said we should abandon the north side earlier, but that's no longer an option. We can either stay here and disappear along with Norwich, or we can save our own skins. It's one or the other. Which will it be? Not too late to make our escape. Remember, your job is to get rid of the Calamity. Protecting Norwich is just a bonus. Keep that in mind when you make your choice. Even I know. I can tell we can't beat that thing now. I know how you feel, but we have to run. We can't possibly beat that thing right now. Once we pull back, we can work on figuring out a weakness. It's not your fault that Norwich is going to be destroyed. There's nothing anyone can do about it.
I know. There's no way we can defeat...
What are you looking at? I woke to the faint sound of a bell ringing far off in the distance. Oh, I think it's MASH.
I had a bad feeling about what was to come the moment I woke up in my warm bed. The Calamity's probably going to come today. This happens every time I wake to the sound of a bell. A storm appears without any warning.
Oh, this is Altria.
Just like what happened in Tintagilla. My everyday life ended on what began as a normal day, just like any other. Oh man, I really don't know if I can do this. I've come a long way with everyone's help, but this is still beyond me. I can't do this. I'm not strong. I'm not ready. I still don't feel as though I can actually save Britain. Every time I wake up, I think about sneaking away and leaving all of this behind. But I'm the child of prophecy. That's what everyone who raised me is counting on me to be. They believed in me so much that they sacrificed their own lives to send me on my way. So I have to at least try. I have to overcome my timid nature. Honestly, I couldn't care less about all the other things. But betraying that star is the one thing I can never, ever do. That said, I can't beat that thing. I just can't. I don't even have a chance.
It's one or the other. Which will it be? Not too late to make our escape.
Everyone's saying it's okay to run away. No one would blame me if I did. They'd just be disappointed. That's all. And you can always come back from a disappointment. As soon as you do something impressive, they forget all about it. So why am I so hesitant to say we should run? I want to run. I can't do this. I'm scared. I don't want to. But... Turning to the side, I saw Barrel Draco looking up at that thing with the same expression I wore. He's just like me. He's been given an impossible task. He's been sent out to the battlefield, even though he can't fight on his own. But he can't say no, so he's just standing here, saying nothing. So then, I'll just have to say it for him. I'll be the one to say it's okay to run. Yeah, that's right. I'll make this choice for him. But, just as I open my mouth to say we should run for it, I see her. A shining star pushing her way through the crowd into the heart of the disaster. I see the other child of prophecy swallowing her fears and running straight at that thing with fierce determination. And I see life return to Barrel Draco's eyes as he watches her go.
Oh, Mash. What a shame. I guess nobody could stop her. But, I guess it's no surprise. She really is a child of prophecy at this point. That's what everyone around her expected of her, and she chose to try to live up to their hopes. She must have chosen a story for herself that ends with her dying here. Barrel Draco, I'm really sorry to say this, but...
Hold down the fort for me, guys!
Huh?
What are you talking about? I'm coming too. Oberon, make sure these fairies get out here safely.
Well, I'll be damned. I never saw this twist coming. Alright, get going. Sometimes you gotta throw caution to the wind. You Chaldeans have made it this far, so I'm gonna trust you'll make it out of this too.
That giant is going to fall in the harbor. That's one hell of a way to attack. Is it trying to prostrate itself or something? Still, crude as it may be, it'll definitely be strong enough to blow the whole harbor away. Any questions, Barrel Draco?
Where's Mash?
She's already on the pier with her round shield released. She's going to try and stop that thing by herself, but even she can't hold that thing back on her own. As Chaldea's technical advisor, my official advice is, if you head back now, you can still make it out of here alive, Barrel Draco. Well, have you got good reason to ignore that advice?
So, I have to ask, do you still need to concern yourself with Mash? Even though she might never remember you, or go back to being the Mash you knew?
So what? So what?
Now then, let's return to the girl's story, just for a little bit. Just do what I say, and the other clan heads will never need to know about you. I can even keep you safe from the Queen's prying eyes. Spurgeon did his best to convince her to stay inside, but she was having none of it. As soon as she learned the Moors had had arrived. She chose to leave, though not through the heavily guarded exit on the ground floor. Instead, she leaped from the bell tower in the castle keep all the way down to Norwich without any hesitation. Such daring, such bravery, such courage. Wait, that's courage. Wait, what's courage? I got a little carried away. Forget that bit. Anyway, upon landing in Norwich, the girl drew most of the Moor's attention away from the local fairies, giving them a chance to escape. Now, there was just the big guy from the sea, the cursed hand of rising up from the ocean. Even the girl couldn't help but flinch upon seeing it, but on hearing the fairy screams, she found her nerve once more. She ran from the harbor as fast as she could to face down the monster on the pier.
Jesus!
She knew at once that she couldn't stop it from destroying the harbor, no matter how hard she tried.
But even so...
Even so, she could still absorb some of the impact. Even if the whole harbor was crushed, she might still be able to save some of its residents. That hope was enough for her to release her shield, but then she saw something unbelievable.
It's him!
The human she had met at the town square yesterday came running into the harbor. The girl was so overcome with indescribable feelings of joy and relief that she couldn't help but say something.
Stop! You need to get out of here! In a few seconds, the entire harbor will be destroyed!
She shouted as loudly as she could, but the human didn't stop. Why not? Could he not hear her over the sound of her shield and the curse clashing? No, that wasn't it at all. As he ran down the pier towards her, he shouted even more loudly than the girl that he wasn't going to give up. He placed his hand on the girl's back. Without a word, he told her he wasn't going to leave her alone, that he would be there to support her. The girl was so moved by that kind gesture that it made her remember she was human, too. That's right. Humans feel pain when they are hurt, and they're frightened by terrifying monsters. And what's even scarier is the idea of harm coming to someone who cares about you, supports you.
You don't need to worry about me. I'm the child of prophecy. Please, just save yourself.
So she tried to put on a brave face one last time, like a child lying about being okay.
By my command spell!
Huh?
I don't care if you're a child of prophecy or not.
His voice resonated through her back. The fire in her veins spread from her heart down to her fingertips.
Just show the thing what you're really made of, Mash!
This is how a prophecy is defied. Not even Ansil could have seen this scene coming.
Yes. That's right. That's exactly right, Master.
The white walls of Camelot repelled the curse's hands. They proved most effective against it. Its collapse prevented. The Calamity recognized the creature standing before it as its enemy. A small, impudent enemy who dared to protect the land of the Fae in the face of the threat it posed.
Come on, Mash. Let's send this thing packing.
The familiar voice jolted her mind. She was no longer Anise, nor the child of prophecy. She was the knight who had inherited the Holy Shield, the servant of Claudia.
Right, Master. Please, lend me your strength. Together, I'm sure we can repel this calamity. I may not be the child of prophecy, but right now, in this moment, what I want more than anything is to keep this city safe.
The girl's name is Mash Curiolite. She's the child of prophecy everyone everywhere believed in, and who has finally found something she wanted to fight for herself. You know what? Put Castoria in there. It's a berserker, so actually foreigners might probably fine. Ooh, it's probably a threat to May, right? I don't have her bossy yet, so I guess I'll just give her the Cosmos. Where's her curry bowl? There it is. Alright. Let's get to this. Man, a lot of these story fights are pretty set in stone, huh? Oh, the Calamity Norwich. Cool. No, it just increased stuff. And increase attack and recover HP in turn. Okay, so it shouldn't be possible to lose this, right? Yeah. I think it's best if I chalk wall first, and then use Castoria's batteries. And then next turn, all boosts on Da Vinci. Oh yeah, definitely need Castoria for this fight. That's a lot of curse. Oh, I was wrong. Skill. Need to really hurry up and pop Castoria's skill or MP. I wonder what Muramasa has then. I did a fair bit. God damn, that's so much curse. Man, Da Vinci's actually like great for this fight because of her debuff immune. Alright. So we got our defenses up. We have invisibility up. And we're almost at the first break bar. Woo! Thank God. You know, I should probably check like when the timer is, just in case that, you know, will just get me killed. Oh, you know what? I just popped a taunt. He attacks everyone anyways.
倒れません。
That was silly.
私の宝具見たいのかい？オッケー。負けないぞ。
Alright.
駆け抜けるは前人未到。未完の馬よ。輝ける轍を残せ。
Now I want the overgauge bonus for NP.
ビューティフルジャーニー。せーの。
Wow, that's still like a lot. Okay, first bar down. And now it's gonna charge his turn. Thank God, Mash has NP gain on her thing.
発進準備完了だ。
望まれることを
早く早く。
望まれたように
Uh,
了解。
yeah, I think I want more defense, so.
どんな嵐であろうとも、どんな未来が待とうとも、これを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。
Defense is probably gonna save my
ババを
butt more than just having the invisibility up.
それはいつか来る兆しの星
Since this is an AoE attack,
誰にも言われるまでもなくあなたが星を
Castoria's invincibility is not gonna last long. Okay, we got that set up. Curses. Okay, pop the defense.
使命理想とないぞ。
Not looking good.
それはすべての傷、すべての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよ、ロードキャメロット。やっ。
Okay, so where are we at now? Okay, why increase NP gain, definitely. Ooh, it's... Okay. It's got NP in 2 turns, I think? So let's try to get Castoria set up.
任せて。負けないぞ。せーの。ここで。
We don't have to... Oh, shit, we have a timer. Crap. NPing next turn. So we're technically safe. They're invincible anyway, so it doesn't really matter what we do.
オッケー。
So,
任せて。
Dimension Chain.
芸術とはこのさ。頭上注意。気をつけたまえ。頭上注意。気をつけたまえ。いくよ。
Oh, that's big damage. Alright, pop the Vinci stuff.
ああ、とても楽しかったとも。
Give the Vinci the boost, because he's the one who can attack.
発進準備完了だ。早く早く。行けます。どんな嵐であろうとも、どんな未来が待とうとも、これを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。ボンビアージョまた会おう諸君。
Now we just need to increase our defense enough that
それは全ての
Castoria
傷、
doesn't get too damaged.
我ら 我らが故郷権限せよロードキャメロット。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても
Alright, so that gives us 4 hits, so we have 1 extra hit after the turn. Okay, good.
ステータスアップこれで耐えます。やり負けないぞ。いくよ。えいここでまっすぐ。
That's a lot of debuffs.
倒れません。
What's her timer? The terror. Okay, I don't think it's too bad. Too huge of a loss if she gets stunned at this moment. So I think I'll save it.
早く早く落ち着いて。オッケー。どんな嵐であろうとも、どんな未来が待とうとも、これを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。ボンビアージュ、また会おう、諸君。
Alright, so we broke it. Da Vinci's at 91. Really? 98? Damn it. Let's heal Castoria. Oh, damn it, it's invincible again. 1 hit? That's guts? Seriously? Oh, 2 hits. So it doesn't even matter if Da Vinci MPs.
使命偽装と任せていけます。
Okay, we'll just mash chain it because Da Vinci's getting her NP next turn anyways.
すべての傷、すべての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよロードキャメロット。倒します。
Ooh, God. Okay, so we are in the clear. Yeah, increased NP gain.
私の防具見たいのかい？
We probably want Castoria to get her stuff back.
もちろん。駆け抜けるは前人未到。未完の馬よ、輝ける轍を残せ。人生はとても楽しい。ビューティフルジャーニー。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。
200k left. Okay. So, what moves we got here? Just a mash MP and nothing else? Katura's taking a lot of hits.
生徒さんこれで足ります新名
Why is Castoria taking so much damage?
任せてそれは全ての傷全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷権限せよロードキャメロット
Like, you would think Da Vinci would also taking the same amount, right?
芸術とは輝くもの
Because Da Vinci doesn't have like a permanent defense up like Mash does. Okay, so next turn we have all our NPs up. Right. Well, it's over matches. Castoria might die if I don't give her the invisibility. If she takes the hit, does how much damage take from the curse? It does not. Yeah, I think it's the curse that's killing her.
オッケー負けないぞいくよえいふっ黄金律にも種類あるとても楽しかったとも
Oh, thank God we had
もちろん
2 hits.
私の宝具見たピックよここでまっす
Not my greatest idea, but yeah, whatever.
ぐそう君たちはあらゆる困難を乗り越え
Oh, I should put the dodge
そ
on
の少佐を今示す
Castoria. Crap.
ビューティフルジャーニーさあ行けるとこまで行ってみよう
Oh, just barely survived it. Although I think she's just dead here.
新名偽装とは何いけますそれは全ての傷全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷権限せよロードキャメロットそれはいつか来る兆しの星誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょうアラウンドクリ
Maybe I should have popped the one that dodges on her.
せーの
Well, Hurricane lost for guts. I don't know how much it recovers for though. Ooh, thank you, Mash, your big butt. So yeah, Castoria's just dead here. Like, even if I put a dodge on her, I don't think she can survive the hit.
私の宝具見たいのかいはいやりますそう君たちはあらゆる困難を乗り越えるその少佐を今示そうビューティフルジャーニーさあ行けるところまで行ってみようふっえい
Still 12k left. Yeah, there it goes. Surely, this thing's up. I'll talk to Manny, right? Surely. Oh, we're okay. That's not too bad. I don't have any more NP. Barry's like 30, right? So still not enough. Uh, 10% more, come on. You know what? Nash might die here. I'll let Da Vinci chain, I guess. Come on. Nice. That did a fair bit. You know, that was a lot less scary than I thought it was. Alright, the next. It's your time to shine! Wow, that was not a lot. So I guess it's not? I thought humanity, which is weird. Oh man, how long did that take? That was a scary fight. And that's only the beginning. It was only the hand. Where's the rest of it?
No way. The calamity is disappearing. We did it! We really did it, Senpai! I can't believe it! We actually defeated the calamity!
We sure did, Mash!
Oh, right. This is no time to be celebrating, is it? I'm back, Senpai. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've put you through. Welcome back, Mash. Don't worry about it. We're just glad to see you again, and safe too. We have a lot of catching up to do, but that can wait until later. First, I want to introduce you to to a loco who's been helping us out. Well, she's really part of the team at this point. Oh, there she is. Hey, over here! Altria, this is Mash, Baron Draco's main servant. Mash, this is Altria Castor. She's Baron Draco's owner. This lost boat's King Arthur, the child of prophecy, and a powerful mage. I guess I'm technically the child of prophecy, but powerful? King Arthur? It's mortifying, being called any of that around you, when you're so incredibly strong. I'm sorry. If that had been me out there, that thing would have knocked me all the way back to the nameless woods with one flick of its finger. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything against the calamity. I'm sorry I'm so weak. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, your name's Altria, and you're the real child of prophecy. Not at all. If anything, I'm the one who should be apologizing for calling myself the child of prophecy, even though I didn't know about you at the time, and I don't know how I can make up to you. But hang on, what was that about you owning Senpai? I'm still struggling to make sense of that. And wait, I just realized that it must be a ploy to hide that Senpai's from Caldia, and you're teasing me, Da Vinci.
And now they're friends. That was fast.
Ah, look at them hanging it off. I had a feeling they would get along well despite their differences. And it looks like I was right. Anyway, that takes care of two of our major objectives, expelling the calamity and reuniting with MASH. But there's still one more important thing we have left to do here in Norwich. That's right, the Bell of Pilgrimage. I think we've earned the right to ring it after coming this far, correct? I don't know. I mean, I didn't actually do anything. Plus, it was Mash and Draco who defeated the calamity. So I don't think I'm qualified to ring the bell. That's not true, Altria. I know you fought with everything you had to protect Norwich. That it was me who defeated the calamity was just a coincidence. Besides, I'm certain it takes more than defeating a calamity to be the child of prophecy. All I did was follow my heart, just like you're doing. So please, I want you to ring that bell. Don't worry, I'll clear it with Spriggan. I see. You know, you're not exactly what I imagined from what Bear Draco told me about you. But you really are a great person, aren't you, Mash?
Come to think of it, the calamity pool is still here.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Why's that big rain cloud still here, even though we got rid of the
Uh-oh. Wait, what? Wait, is this an Iowa Storm situation? Nope, we're just unaware.
Look out!
Mash?
Ow, 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 ow! Now I know what a football feels like. Huh? Mash?
Mash?
Mash!
What? Didn't you see for yourselves? She disappeared after knocking you guys out of the way. That was Morgan's water mirror. She usually just uses it against calamities. I don't know why you guys were just standing around when you could see it right there. Man, you humans from other worlds aren't big on caution, are you? Or is that just how you were taught? Ah, well, either way, my job is still the same. Come on, Bell Draco, get your ass off the ground already. Wait, who is this? Mash is safe. She's just not here anymore. The War Mirror is a teleportation spell, so she's somewhere else in Britain right now. Don't worry, you two will see each other again. I'll be super pissed if you don't. Who is this? But if you're going to make that happen, you need to stand up straight like a proper groom for your bride.
Okay, I think I figured it out.
I know what needs to be done.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Well, at least you've got spirit. I'd say you just barely pass. Nice to meet you, people of Cardia. I'm Habertrot. You can think of me as, let's say, Mash's manager. I'm a little fairy with a big heart, and I'm ready to help you on your journey at no cost to you. But only until you and Mash are reunited, mind you. Anyway, now that we're in the same figurative boat, you'd better be grateful I'm sticking around. Oh man, this food is so good! Sheffield never had anything like this stuff. Hey, can I get more of that, Paschetti stuff? I love twirling around in my fork. And could I have one? No, 2 more of those carrot-colored cakes. Not 2 more slices, 2 whole cakes. I was so sad to see everything was all said and done by the time I finished my detour around the river, and finally made it to Norwich. So if I don't ease my broken heart with natural sweetness, I don't think I'll ever be able to draw a carriage again. It's great that you guys were able to protect Norwich, and it's great that you have more strange new friends. But it sounds like things might have gotten a little more complicated. You were finally reunited with Mashi, only to be torn apart yet again. And outside... The Child of Prophecy! The Child of Prophecy! The Child of Prophecy saved Norwich! The Child of Prophecy will defeat the Queen! We don't have to listen to Morgan anymore! The Child of Prophecy protected us! Now it's our turn to pay her back! No more shipments to Camelot! Send weapons to Londinium! Long live the Child of Prophecy! Long live the true King of Britain! You did it!
Well, yeah.
You did it, Altria! You won!
True. In fact, between saving Norwich and repelling the calamity, you might have won a little too much. Now that the fairies of Norwich are completely on the Child of Prophecy's side, the Queen's not going to just sit and do nothing. So she's gonna start sending her army after us, huh? Now that we've taken care of the calamity, it's gonna be all-out war over fairy soldiers.
Oh, right. I guess we did kind of openly rebel, didn't we? I'm also worried about Mash, and where Morgan's war mirror might have taken her. And that fairy that there just keeps harping on about how Mash is in no immediate danger, and that we'll definitely see her again. Well, yeah. That's all the guarantees you're gonna get from little old Habitat, since it's all I know for sure. But I will say that you shouldn't run yourselves ragged looking all overburdened for her right now. Like they say, good things come to those who wait, and joyful evenings may follow sorrowful mornings.
You're just full of sayings, ain't you, Happy Cat? At any rate, it's not a good idea to go outside without a plan right now. If you're not careful, you could unwittingly end up inciting these fairies further down the path of rebellion. The smartest course of action would be to wait until nighttime and sneak out of Norwich quietly. Assuming you have somewhere else to go, of course. Maybe we should go back to Salisbury for now? No, I don't think that's a good idea. Regardless of how we pulled it off, we succeeded at repelling the calamity and saving Norwich. We can't let the opportunities this victory provides us go to waste. Really, it's a miracle that we even have them. Opportunities, I mean. I didn't mention this before because it would have been demotivating, but the prophecy originally not only said that the calamity would be banished, but that Norwich would be destroyed. I see. You want to meet with Spriggan and demand the payment for defending Norwich. That's right. We're going to tighten the screws while the Norwich ferries are still on our side. Let us ring the bell of pilgrimage, or we'll help your citizens kick you out of power. Let's see what he says to that. But of course, how could I say no to the saviors of Norwich? Huh? There's something about this ferry. Yes? Is there something on my face? No? I see. Then may I proceed? Thank you. You'll find the bell tower right above us. Well, I can't show you the way, given my subservience to the Queen. I have no problem with you heading up there and ringing it yourselves. If the matter ever comes up, we can just say that I was careless in assigning too light a security detail. If it ever came up, and you confirm that version of events, I'd be very appreciative. You heard the man. He must be downright terrified of his citizens revolting on him. Come on, Altria. Let's go ring that bell and be done with this place. Altria?
I'm sorry. I can't do it. Ringing Norwich's bell would mean declaring war on Queen Morgan. And I'm just not ready to do that yet. Besides, I'm not the one who saved Norwich. Mash is. So it's not as though the people of Norwich have really accepted me.
Oh, I see. Waiting for just the right time, I can certainly respect that. You're not nearly as naive as you appear. Indeed, ringing the bell here and now would not be the most moral choice. If you wish to rally more soldiers to your cause, and to be more deliberate with your bloodshed, there are other steps you'll need to take first. Yeah, like what? What I'm trying to say is, there are still many fairies who are loyal to the Queen. After all, she has single-handedly protected Britain from the Moors for the past 2,000 years. However oppressive her rule may be, her accomplishments speak for themselves. So it wouldn't be right to declare war on her only because the prophecy says you will. First, you need to prove that yours is the side of justice and integrity. If you can't do that, it would make the child prophecy no less a barbaric invader than the Saxons. So, you're saying we should send out a letter explaining our intentions and condemning the Queen for her failures before ringing any bells? That's right. If you were to write such a letter, I would be happy to deliver it to Her Majesty myself. But fortunately, there's no need for one just yet. As it happens, I just spoke with the Queen. She said, in recognition of the child prophecy and the foreign visitor's defense of Norwich, notwithstanding the role of luck in your success, I am willing to grant them an audience. I treat them as guests who have accomplished a rare and unusual feat. Should they wish to speak on any particular subject, I will hear them on this occasion. So the Queen's outright telling us to come see her? Oh, really? Hey, why don't we just jump straight into the pit and save her the trouble of killing us? Does Morgan really think we'd fall for such a blatantly obvious trap? I assure you, this is no trap. Ruthless though she is, the Queen does believe in the importance of decorum. If she says she is prepared to welcome you as guests, you can trust that no harm will come to you. As our supreme monarch, her every word carries a great deal of weight. If it didn't, she could never have united all 6 clans under her rule. Now I see. We can't start a war against her without declaring it first. Oh. And the Queen can't kill the child of prophecy without a damn good reason. Especially now that she's gone and saved Norwich. Politically speaking, she's gotta prove the justice of her rule, just as we gotta prove the opposite. Which means it all comes down to what each side has to say. Sounds like it's worth taking her up on this invitation.
I agree with Muramasa. Besides, I really want to know more about the Queen herself. So far, all we really know about Morgan is her name. I'd like to speak with her directly so I can find out what she's thinking, and what it is she really wants. That said, if we're going, we'll of course need assurance that we'll be able to leave safely too. So she'll need to promise that our troops will remain in place for a while, even if the meeting doesn't go all that well.
Naturally. In fact, she's already promised as much. It's all in this letter, which my fellow clan heads have also received copies of.
What do you think, Draco?
If our safety is guaranteed, we should definitely go give her a piece of our mind.
Huh? Why do you sound like you're already set to pick a fight?
Think about it. She wouldn't do this if she thought you were actually a threat.
Oh, so that's why you're so upset. Okay, let's do it. Honestly, I'm pretty pissed off too. What the hell does she mean, notwithstanding the role of luck in your success? There was no luck involved. Mesh and I both worked super hard to save this town.
I see. Okay, if that's all that you're sure about, if you're all sure about this, maybe accepting this invitation is the right move. Plus, Ultra's decision not to ring the bell at this point also makes more sense to me this way. If she rung the bell, it would have officially made the Queen and the Child of Prophecy political enemies. And then, this invitation would be moot. Isn't that right, Spriggan? I'm afraid you'll have to draw your own conclusions there. I'm not at liberty to comment. Oberon Wizard? I don't think I've seen a fairy like you in Britain before. You're quite a nuisance, aren't you? Very well then. I'll send a messenger to the Count's house tomorrow. They'll take you to meet with the Queen's troops, who will be waiting for you outside the city.
So the Queen's own troops are going to escort us to Camelot, huh? Can I ask who's leading those troops?
Of course. You will be escorted by the 1st Royal Knight Moors Extermination Brigade, led by Captain Gawain. That's right. Tamlin Gawain herself will provide you all with safe passage to Camelot.
What was that, Lady Spinel? I couldn't hear you very well. What was it that happened to the Black Armored Child of Prophecy again?
She's dead. There's a doornail. Mother's water mirror got her in Norwich. They say she vanished completely, armor and all, without so much as a finger left behind. What a joke, right? Sure, she was really strong, but she couldn't even last a second against Mother. Guess I won't get to torture her anymore. Beryl? Is something wrong? Did they say something I shouldn't have?
Is that all? There's nothing noteworthy about that news, Lady Spinel. It is such obvious misinformation. It's not even creative enough to be interesting.
Huh? But isn't Mash your girlfriend? How can it not be noteworthy that she's dead?
It's simple. She just vanished, right? No body, no death. Besides, I might end up dying before her, but there's no way Mash would ever die before me. Never. That's just not how the god of romance rolls. She might end up taking a long and circuitous route to get here, but eventually, Mash will make her way to me. After all, she and I are destined to be together.
Why is this entire loss about just NTR Mash? Wait, what? We're back at the ship. And it says intro. What's going on? Act 2. Intro. Wait, Act 2. That was the first act? Oh, cool.
Extra, extra, extra from the deck! Da Vinci's Typhon is back!
Thanks, Marine. Let Typhon rest up in her cage until we're done writing a response. Scans for hazardous substances and contaminants are clear. Is a report from Da Vinci. Director Music, Holmes, if you would. Very well. Let's take a look. I see. Oh, fascinating. Heads of the fairy clans. Calamities. A mysterious fairy horse who goes by Redrabit. Yes, this report has proven to be yet another scintillating array of tidbits. Care to read yourself, Gordoff?
Yes, of course. I am Caldia's director after all. It's my job to stay abreast of all our latest developments. If you'll all pipe down, Captain, Marines, Patofu, Puffa, I'll read it out loud so all you can follow along. Alright, to start off, let's go over what we know about Fairy Britain thus far. Fairy Britain, aka the Sixth Lost Boat, is a dangerous place where no electronic devices can function. Baron Draco, Caldia's resident master and special investigation officer, his exclusive servant Mash Curelite, our technical advisor Leonardo da Vinci, and Tristan, a servant who was summoned out of nowhere. All set foot on Britain together. However, upon entering the Fey domain known as the Nameless Woods, they forgot their own names and memories and ended up separated. Baron Draco awoke in the village of Cornwall, where he made contact with a local fairy, Altria Castor, who would come to aid Caldia in our mission. Thanks to her and Tristan, Baron Draco escaped from the Nameless Woods, where he then met another collaborator by the name of Oberon, the Fairy King, and began his investigation in earnest. After reuniting with Da Vinci, Baron Draco began gathering information on Fairy Britain, with a focus on anything that might lead him to Mash Curelite. This Lost Boat's king is Morgan, a fairy who has been ruling for the past 2,000 years. The fairies who populated it are divided into 6 clans, and they also control the human population. There are creatures known as Moors, who are the fairies' natural predators. There are also Tamlin, fairy knights who possess the names of heroic spirits from proper human history. There are calamities that occur every 100 years, and great calamities that occur every 1,000. And there is a figure called the Child of Prophecy, who is said to be the one who will defeat Morgan. After undertaking a pilgrimage to ring 6 bells kept by each heads of the 6 clans, she will then go on to defeat Morgan and become the true King of Britain. Naturally, as you can imagine, Bear Draco would never let her do something like that on her own. So he proposed a partnership with Altria Caster without even waiting for my orders. So now we are obligated to lend the Child of Prophecy our full support in order to defeat our common enemy, Morgan. In the time since our last report, Bear Draco's team met with Aurora, the head of the Wind Clan, had a run-in with Tamlin Gwaine at a ranch for keeping humans. Fought Tamlin Tristan at Auction House, where they also rescued Senji Muramasa, a servant disciple of the foreign god. Met with Murian, the head of the Wind Clan, encountered Koyan Skaya in yet another new outfit. And had another local fairy by the name of Gareth, a mysterious fey horse called Readerbit, join their team. After a series of adventures, including a battle against the Drake in the River Tears, Bear Draco's team finally arrived in the city of Norwich. There, who should they encounter but Mashkurolite, whom the local fairies believe to be the Child of Prophecy. No matter how many times I reread this part, it still doesn't make any sense to me. How did Kirillite come to be known as the Child of Prophecy? And what in the world is a happy cat? If only this report could respond to questions. But, since it can't, we'll just have to use our imaginations to fill in the gaps. I'm guessing Kirillite has her own share of troubles after escaping the Nameless Woods. At one point, she probably ended up saving some people, fairies, up in the northern part of Britain, which probably led them to regard her as a hero. At any rate, the report also says that Bear Draco's team made contact with the cryptor Peperoncino, who had been laying low in Norwich. After numerous mishaps, the calamity of Norwich finally appeared. Fortunately, with Kalia's help, the Child of Prophecy was able to defeat this calamity. However, shortly after Mashkurolite had finally been reunited with Bear Draco, she was whisked away to parts unknown by a mysterious phenomenon, separating her from Bear Draco once again. But there is no time to grieve this unfortunate turn of events. I'm certain Bear Draco would agree. For you see, in a surprising turn of events, he and Altria were invited to Camelot, home of King Arthur in proper human history, and location of the evil castle in Fairy Britain, by High Queen Morgan herself. The very Morgan who possesses Rangomiad, a powerful spell that could be used to fight the foreign god and one of our main objectives in coming to his lost spell in the first place. Now, Bear Draco, Da Vinci, Altria, Gareth, Muramasa, and Abikat have accepted Morgan's invitation and are setting out for Camelot first thing tomorrow. And that's all she wrote. Now, do you all feel sufficiently caught up?
Yeah, we got most of that. Thanks. Okay, we're gonna head back to our post now. Sounds like things are pretty crazy out there again. I hope Mash is okay.
Do not worry. Da Vinci's report was quite upbeat, so if nothing else, we can be certain that Mash is safe. The real problem is this water mirror spell of Morgan's. According to the data enclosed along with the report, it would seem that
So those dark clouds over the city of Norwich weren't a calamity pool, but one of Morgan's spells. It's hard to believe she was able to remotely control such a powerful spell over 100 kilometers away. Between this water mirror and Rongominad, it's clear that she's a powerful enemy on par with any of the other Lost Boat Kings we've seen.
I'm afraid I don't know much about Morgan's legend. Could I ask you to fill me in? I only know her story from proper human history, but if you'll settle for that, then sure. Alright, let's start with her general background. According to British myth, she is the good fairy of the lake. And in the legend of King Arthur, she's depicted as an evil witch bent on destroying him. Morgan was the child of the Duke of Tintagel and Lady Igraine, and later became King Arthur's half-sister after her mother married King Uther. But, despite their family ties, she grew jealous of him and began plotting all sorts of wickedness to make his life miserable. Some of her more noble misdeeds include stealing the sacred sword's scabbard and seducing Lancelot. But the worst thing she did was trick King Arthur into impregnating her with Mordred, who she later sent to join the Round Table. There were a lot of factors leading to the downfall of King Arthur's kingdom, but Morgan's definitely the one who tipped it over the edge. Paradoxically, there are also some who believe another side of Morgan was devoted to protecting King Arthur. Those theories claim that Morgan and Vivian, the Lady of the Lake, who gave King Arthur the sacred sword and protected him in death, are in fact the same person. Sounds like her lust for power led her to become a femme fatale who ruined an entire nation. So what's the Magecraft world's consensus on her? There must be more to her story than what's commonly known.
Indeed, there is. I went through our database myself after receiving our technical advisor's first report. There was one bombshell right out of the gate, and it relates to her birth. It turns out Morgan was not actually the Duke of Tintagel's daughter. That was only a pretense. She was actually the child of Lady Ingrid and King Uther, the rightful king of Britain. More stunning still, Morgan was never human.
Pardon me?
Instead, she was a Fey child, an offspring of the Isle of Britain, just like Vortigern, the cowardly king. But apparently, Morgan kept that fact secret and pretended to be merely a normal human child. Still, King Uther as her father, and in the absence of a rightful heir, she would have been next in line for the throne. But then, a rightful heir did appear. Once Austria, King Arthur was accepted by the Sacred Sword and unified the Lords of Britain under her leadership, Morgan stopped hiding her mystics, that is, the power of her fey nature, and started poisoning Camelot every chance she could. She told herself Austria is nothing more than a human king, made so by other humans. I am Britain's true king. I alone deserve to inherit its mystics. This conviction of hers grew to the point that she eventually came to despise her father, King Uther. Her sister, Austria, and every human who refused to obey her, it was a major factor in her decision to try to destroy Britain. Why did King Arthur's once noble older sister, Morgan, become Camelot's greatest enemy in her later years? Apparently, that's the answer.
Yep. Even after she had settled in as Queen of Orkney, she still plotted Camelot's downfall from afar. 4 of the Knights of the Round Table, Gawain, Gaheris, Gareth, and Agravain, were Morgan's children. Mordred was, well, I don't know if I should say this without them here. But some experts think they were actually a homunculus Morgan created. Or maybe a clone of King Arthur. Particularly like that aside, it sounds pretty clear that she was an enemy of King Arthur. And a witch who tried to destroy all Britain. So, what about the supposed side of her was focused on keeping King Arthur safe?
An excellent question, Captain. There are numerous Arthurian legends, and each of them describe Morgan differently. One claims she was King Arthur's noble sister, another claims she was the Lady of the Lake, yet another claims she had been a goddess of Britain since ancient times. Needless to say, each claim would seem to rule others out as a possibility. Common sense would dictate that one of these theories is correct, and the others would refer to someone else entirely. But I believe that they are, in fact, all true, and that Morgan was possessed of three aspects. Given that she was born under supernatural circumstances, I surmise that her human side, her fairy side, and the part of her that was Britain's own avatar all existed simultaneously. But as these parts of herself were essentially irreconcilable within a single entity, I suspect each of these aspects became an independent being. One was her human side, Altria's kind older sister, Morgan. Another was her fairy side, Vivian, the Lady of the Lake. And the third was the avatar of Britain, Morgan Le Fay. If we assume that to be the case, everything makes sense. The Knights of the Round Table, then, did not bring her to justice because she was both evil and good.
Now I see. Okay, I'm convinced. But hang on, isn't Vivian another name for Nemu, the fairy who imprisoned Merlin?
Yes, it is. Morgan is both King Arthur's rival and Merlin's greatest enemy. Though Merlin was the one who taught Vivian magecraft, her infatuation with him eventually led her despising him, and ultimately sealing him away. To do so, she employed a great bounded field in the form of a sarcophagus spell inscribed with the words, "Only those free of sin may pass." As an incubus, not even Merlin could escape it. It was a spell from the Age of the Gods known as Garden, which could only be used by the avatar of a mystic. While it is unclear how much this Lost Bells Morgan has in common with Morgan from proper human history, it would be prudent to assume that she has more weapons at her disposal than Rongominad alone.
First it's the Lion King in Jerusalem, and now it's Morgan Fairy Britain, huh? I swear, why are we always getting mixed up with Arthurian legends? I mean, I can understand it in this case since we're in Britain now and all, but still. I mean, what are we gonna do if Albion shows up next? I don't think even the Stormborder would have a chance. Albion?
That is what this isle was known as in ancient times, before it came to be called Britain. I'm getting tired. Though, of course, that name also refers to something else in the magecraft world. There, it refers to the last pure-blooded dragon, Albion. An extinct phantasmal who remained on the Isle of Britain even as the Age of the Gods came to an end. The creatures we call dragons today are simply animals who happen to acquire some of the dragon genes left behind by the dragonkin, who went over to the reverse side of the world and ended up adopting the dragon's way of life, while preserving their own. With the exception of Albion's corpse, not a single pure-blooded dragon is left on this entire planet.
Yes, that is what they say in the clock tower, isn't it? Quite a romantic notion, that. But that is all it is, and Albion is but one in a long list of fairy tales. More importantly, it's now 28 days since we began this mission. Thanks to the concentrated fruits essence our technical advisor has been sending along with her reports, we now have magical energy to spare, which would let us remain here for past our initial 50-day estimate. Perhaps we should advise them to stop by the border.
True. Maybe we should. Ideally, I was hoping to complete this mission within 30 days, but that's clearly not going to happen. That said, we still don't know exactly when the collapse is going to begin, so we shouldn't be too quick to change our time limit. If we stick to our initial plans, we still have 17 days left to complete this mission. Do you think Baron Draco's team can pull it off in that time frame, Holmes?
Well, according to Da Vinci's report, it would seem the circumstances are nearly all in place. If their meeting with High Queen Morgan ends peacefully, and she's willing to share information about Rongomenad with them, they can devote the rest of their time to investigating the collapse.
And if it doesn't end peacefully?
Now that Caldia has thrown their lot in with the Child of Prophecy, war is all but inevitable. We already know the extent of Fairy Britain's military power. If Altria is able to complete her pilgrimage and muster a significant anti-Queen force, the battle for Camelot will be decided in a single day. I suspect that battle will take place 16 days at the earliest, just barely within our deadline.
Part 10. Camelot.
I can hear people singing the Child of Prophecy's song in the streets. I shall now speak of the future, of the end of the Allied mystics, which can be known as the Fairyland. Let the innocent return. Here stands the Queen's unknowable castle.
I have no idea what the cadence of this should be.
It falls, like rain, like ash. It vanishes, like snow, like lies. Our desires languish, deferred. Even now we dance in the palm of the Queen's hands. We require only a little more patience. After 2,000 years, the dawn shall bring the child who will be our salvation. She shall be the child who saves the world, who binds both peoples together. Even if her light begins as but an ember, even should no one see it, she will become as a flame to draw moths. A city of iron, a sea of soot. When the calamity recedes, her pilgrimage begins. Chosen by the staff of selection, the Savior, guarded by travelers from afar, shall reach the throne. The true king shall arrive at the throne, accept now this bloody crown. Ring, ring, like raging thunder, like weeping flames. Let us hearken to the 6 bells ringing, blaze the path of the true king. Ere the red calamity catches us, ere the black calamity devours us. Indolent and derelict though we may be, we are the sons of the free fae. Never have we wished for anything, but still we desire a shining future.
There's no mention of Norwich being destroyed in that song. So why did Oberon say there was nothing anyone could do to stop its destruction? I wonder, does he know more about this song than everyone else?
I do, as a matter of fact. The prophecy actually has 18 verses in total. Most fairies are only familiar with the 14 we just heard, but there are actually 4 more.
I knew it! Why didn't you tell us this sooner, Oberon?
I just forgot to mention it, okay? I'm sorry. Can we please drop it?
I'm guessing you had a reason you couldn't tell us?
In retrospect, maybe I was being a little overprotective. I'm sorry about that. Alright, I'll tell you. There are the other 4 verses of the prophecy, at least as I heard them. Verse 8.5. The harbor shall return to empty shore, but the calamity shall vanish into the distant sky. Verse 9.5. Yeah. The round fortress shall burn, and the bell of water shall appear. Verse 10.5. Confessed sinners shall make the acquaintance of the guillotine. Verse 12.5. Having fulfilled her role, the child of prophecy shall say farewell to her home. As you can see, these verses are a lot more ominous. That and the fact that they're not very precise for a prophecy might be why they were exercised.
Excuse me. Oh, goddamn.
Case in point, verse 8.5. The harbor shall return to empty shore, but the calamity shall vanish into the distant sky. The harbor... Oh, okay. The harbor is obviously Norwich, and the empty shore part must mean the city was going to be wiped off the coast. So I was steeling myself to lose Norwich, even if we were able to repel the calamity. But, well...
Norwich didn't fall. Is it because another child of prophecy appeared?
Could be. This basically proves that not even Ansel's prophecies are perfect, even for these 4 verses. Especially these 4 verses. So I've decided I'm not going to worry about them anymore. Now, on a more important note, you guys need to get going soon. Between Altria, Garrus, Miramasa, Habitrot, I think you should all be safe without me. So I hope you don't mind if I go off on my own again. More information gathering? Partly, yes. But I also just really want to give Spriggan his comeuppance. So I thought I'd stay here and work with the Count to knock him down a peg or 2, dozen, until he hits rock bottom. Besides, we could have been reunited with Mash much sooner if he hadn't insisted on keeping Child Prophecy in his castle. Don't you think he deserves at least a little punishment for that? Make sure you hit him where it really hurts. In the wallet. Just leave it to me. Bloodshed may not be the Fairy King's style, but I can definitely bleed him dry financially. Before we leave, there's something I need to let you all know.
Let me guess. Oblon's going off on his own again, right? I had a feeling he might.
Gotcha. Well, I guess we don't have to all stick together all the time. And it's not like he's much help in combat.
I'm sure Oberon will be fine on his own, but how come Redra isn't here either? He's staying behind too. Technically, he's still Aura's retainer after all. And it wouldn't be good for her if he were seen with us right now. So I'm gonna have him stay here with Oberon and bring the carriage if we need it. I see. That makes sense. But, you there, the pink fairy. Habitrot, right? Are you coming with us too? I mean, the way to Camelot is probably pretty dangerous, so... Don't Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just think of me as a spectator along for the ride. In fact, you should probably be more worried about yourself than me, Garrus. I'm the irreplaceable healer every party needs in combat, and I'm probably stronger than you, too. And don't worry, Baron Draco. I'm not gonna let you die before you and Master are reunited. So feel free to wade into battle all you like. As long as you don't die, I can patch you up with my magical needle no matter how horrific your injuries what horrific injuries you sustain. That sounds both very close to and very far from Nightingale's preferred treatment methods. Nightingale? Now that's a nice fairy name. So, you already know a nurse as cute as me, huh? Quiet, everyone. Here comes the Queen's troops from the main gate. I apologize for our 10-minute delay. I am Tamlin Gawain, and these are 30 members of the 1st Royal Knight Moors Extermination Brigade. We are the ones who will be providing you, honored guests of Camelot, with safe passage.
Thank you for your help.
We would appreciate your cooperation as well. Being aware that you are being escorted can make life much easier for the soldiers escorting you, after all. We have readied the carriage for the Child of Prophecy and the Foreign Mage. Your retainers will need to walk. I trust that is all right. You're that scoundrel who tried to assassinate the High Queen. How are you still alive? I saw you fall into the pit.
Oh, that? Yeah. Lancelot handed me my ass and tossed me right into the pit. But unfortunately for you, I managed to survive, and now I'm the Child of Prophecy's bodyguard. Next time you see Lancelot, tell her not to take her eyes off a servant until their spirit origin's completely gone. What should we do, Lady Gawain? Are we really okay with letting that man back into Camelot? What if he tries to assassinate the Queen again?
It's alright. If he does, he won't have the element of surprise anymore. I can take him myself. Especially now that the Queen has assured me not to worry if combat damages or destroys this castle.
Yeah? Hey, that sounds great. You barely fit in the place anyway. Maybe it should help you move around better. Next time we fight, I'd rather just be head to head, without either of us holding anything back.
I guess the Child of Prophecy has something of an eye for talent after all. However, much of her other retainers suggest otherwise. Fine. You there. Make room in one of the carts for our guests. The servants can ride with the foreign mage. Treating those two as our guests, at least until we reach the castle, will help us all move faster.
Yes, my lady. Right away.
We'll be taking the western road to Camelot and spend one night at Oxford along the way. We'll then take a detour around the pit towards Camelot. For the next 2 days, our fates shall be intertwined. We may not turn our swords on each other, regardless of what may happen. Do you agree to that, Foreign Mage?
Of course.
Good. Then let's be off. Soldiers, do not let your guard down simply because this is an escort mission. The Calamity's destruction has led to the Moors toxins spreading far and wide across Britain. Eliminate any Moors you come across immediately upon discovery. I don't want to hear even a peep of discomfort from our guests.
Whew, and I think I'm gonna call it a day there. Man, did not expect that to be the end of Act 1. we've come quite a long way. But soon we shall meet Morgan, and then the plot shall thicken even more. But until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!